Hello everyone, welcome. In today's video, I'm going to emboss and create 2 cards using Spellbinders 3D embossing folder of the month for December. This one is called 2 Hearts as One, and this one's really unique. You kind of get a 2-for-1 with this embossing folder. So I'm using 2 different A2 sized panels, and before I emboss these, I'm going to wet them down with a baby wipe on both sides. This helps prevent cracking. With this month's embossing folder, you can create 2 different panels. They're both Valentine's Day themed. They both have flowers and hearts on them, but they're different. So let me give you a closer look at these panels when they're all embossed. Here's the first one. I embossed it with some wild berry cardstock. I love this reddish pink. And then the second one, and this one I embossed with Barely Peach cardstock. So card number 1 is going to be a little more complicated than card number 2. I'm starting out by adding some ink to this embossed panel. I'm protecting the heart with a piece of scratch paper that I cut out to the same size as the heart on the embossed paper. But I want to put ink all the way around the heart just to make this really pop. There it is. You can see that some of the florals overlap onto the heart. So to make it look better, I'm going to bring in a small blending brush and blend over the flowers that are in front of the heart. This will get rid of the harsh lines on these flowers. It's going to make it look really pretty. So I'll do this all the way around the heart. I'm doing my best to blend away the line that my heart stencil created. And with these small blending brushes, it's easy to just stay on the flowers and not to get it on the areas where I don't want the ink to be. You could also use these small blending brushes to color all of the flowers on these 3D embossing folder panels different colors. I think that would just be gorgeous. Okay, so let me give you a close-up look at this. I'm going to take it one step further and pull out some zig markers. This one is a little bit darker than the ink I used. I believe it's called Flesh Tone. And then the second brush I'm using is the clear blender. So this is just going to help define the heart a little bit more. I'm not going over the flowers with this. I'm just going into the areas that you can see the edge of the heart. And then I'm pulling out the color with the blender brush so that it's not too much of a harsh line. I love the peach colors of this for a Valentine's Day card, but I am going to go in with some pink cardstock for the sentiments. Here's a close-up look at that. So for the sentiment, I'm going to stamp it out with some VersaFine Onyx Black ink onto a piece of Dahlia Pink cardstock. Stamp this out one more time to get it good and dark. This sentiment says Happy Valentine's Day, and it's from the Clear Stamp and Die of the Month Club for December. I use the coordinating die to cut this out. Before I attach the sentiment, I am going to glue it onto a white side-folding card base. And I'll use some tape runner to attach this. I'm out of my Spellbinders tape runner, so I'm just using some other brand that I had in my drawer. I got to use it up. I can attach the top panel. And then the sentiment, I'm attaching with some foam strips. I'll go right over the middle of the heart. The Clear Stamp and Die of the Month also had these little leaf dies, or stamps and dies. So I stamped them out with more of the peach ink, but they don't show up very well. I think if I were to do this card again, I might stamp them out with black or a pink color that matches the sentiment. But here is a close-up look. I added some peach pearls around the sentiment. And I love how this one turned out. It's so pretty. Card number 2 is going to be the quick and easy card. So I have my 3D embossed panel here, and I'm going to attach it to my card base using some liquid glue. I have another side folding card base. I did cut this down a little bit so that it has a white border around it. Next, I'm going to pull out some white pigment ink and a blending tool. I like these blending tools because they're nice and flat. They help me to catch just the embossed parts of the panel. I don't want it to go too much down into the crevices. I'll gently rub this over the top a few times so it's good and white. And I'm just going over the heart. It would look pretty on the whole thing, though, if you wanted to do that. But this really helps to bring out the pattern. I'm going to use the Clear Stamp and Die Club again for my sentiment. And this time I embossed it with white embossing powder onto the pink Dahlia cardstock. And again, I'm going to pop it up with some foam strips. This time I'm going to put it at the bottom of the card. Peel off the backing. It's going to go more to the right. And the sentiment says, "My heart is yours." I'll add a few pearls around the sentiment. These pearls are called Rose, and the pearls I used on card number 1 are called Blush. They are a really pale peach. And here is a look at card number 2 all done. That was a super fast card to put together. I don't know which embossed panel I like better. They're both so pretty. Well, I hope I provided you with some fun inspiration on how to use the 3D embossing folder of the month from Spellbinder. And again, that is called Two Hearts as One. As always, the links will be in the description box if you want to check out any of the products that I used. Take care, my crafty friends. Bye.